Hi everybody from TechnoLost, and welcome to this video focus on the multimedia capabilities for this HTC Butterfly S. First of all, hope you will excuse me for my voice, but I've been ill this week, so this is why I'm talking like very wide. So if we go with this dedicated focus on the multimedia side for this HTC Butterfly S, let's start with the integrated camera. We have the front-facing camera, which is 2.1 megapixel sensor. It's a backside illuminating sensor. Of course, it's capable of recording 1080p video and even to shoot HDR picture. Then we have the main sensor, which is the ultra pixel sensor, as you know HTC loves to call it. It's nothing but a 4 megapixel backside illuminated sensor. It's maybe one on 3 of an inch for what concerns the size of this sensor, so it's quite big. At least it's quite big in respect of the average size of the other sensor in the Android market. And we have a very fast and bright lens. It's an f2.0 lens here. So we are missing, in respect of the HTC One, the optical image stabilizer, so we don't have the OIS. And in some situation it could happen, not in everyday life, but in some kind of situation it could be useful. Then we have exactly the same interface for what concerns camera, at least for what concerns the camera that we could find into the HTC One, upgraded to version 4.2.2 of Jelly Bean, of course, because this Butterfly has already come to the market with the version 4.2.2 of Jelly Bean. So we have two buttons here for shooting picture or recording video. We have this slide here to perform a zoom in or out, but we can even use pinch to zoom in and out gesture. We can even perform this swipe here just to activate the front-facing camera, and with this other swipe we just deactivate it and we get to the main-facing camera. We have here the preview of the taken picture, the selector for what concerns the flash, the selector for the Zoe mode. With this Zoe, like we had in the previous the HTC One and in many others HTC device nowadays, like the HTC One Mini for instance, HTC Zoe is a way of taking picture where when you shot the picture, the device already recorded 1 second on video, and after you take the picture, the device continue recording other 2 seconds of video. So the result is that you get a frame plus a 3-second video. This is very useful in some situation, and I will show you in a few moments. Here we have all the settings for what concerns the camera. So just let me switch the language so that it may be better for you to follow this video. So let's get into language and keyboard and select the English. Sorry guys for forgetting to switch the language before starting this review. Hope you can forgive me. Okay, so let's get back into the settings. We have here the scene selection, which is nothing but normal, portrait, landscape, backlight, text and macro. We have night mode, we have HDR mode, we have sweep panorama and anti-shake. Just to remind you, we don't have optical image stabilizer, which means that we can at least have this kind of software stabilizer, which is of course is not as good as the optical image stabilizer. Here what concerns the scene for the video mode, we have normal, slow motion, fast HD, which means 720p at 60 frames per second, and we have full HD video in HDR mode. Then we have self-timer, crop, which means that we can have 4:3 picture ratio or 16:9 picture ratio. We have the video quality, which is nothing but 1080p, 720p, and we have 144p. Review duration, if we want, or image adjustment, configures exposure, contrast, saturation, sharpness, and so on. We have the settings for concern ISO, white balance, storage. This is interesting because I do remind you that we can have, an expansion for concern memory, internal memory via micro SD card slot on into this HTC Butterfly S. So we can even select where to save automatically our pictures and video into the phone storage or into the SD card slot. Well, we have the continuous shooting settings. We can limit the to 200 frames or continuous shooting and activate it or deactivating, of course, and even the audio review. We have camera option, face detection, auto smile capture and geotagging photos, shutter option, and this is nice. We have touch to capture and shutter sound, lock focus on video, grid, auto upload, and so on. We have even like this, we can lock auto exposure and autofocus, which is really interesting. This is something new coming with the 4.2.2 update. We have here some real-time filters. These are, some kind of a la Instagram filters, and we have what else? Possibility to shot picture while taking video, which is really interesting, but it's something that more and more devices nowadays are using. So these are all the settings for what concerns the camera. So let's see the result for this HTC Butterfly S. Let's open up the gallery. Okay, let's switch orientation. Okay, so here we are the first way of grouping, which is called events. We have albums, where we have all the grouping for folders. For instance, we can even switch between camera shot or video, or the picture and video we highlighted, for instance, and even the social picture that we take from some social services. We have the events, the one I showed you before, which groups by month and year, and then by day into every month, and by even position into a single day. So if we have two different position into the same day, we have two different row into the month. So here you can see we have this kind of edited video, which is something interesting. It is nothing but this HTC Butterfly S, as it was for the HTC One, of course, which does perform this video editing based on all the picture and video you have in a single event. Let me tell you, this is really gorgeous and interesting. It does perform very good videos. Sorry. And we can even select a theme. Depending on our theme, on what we selected, of course, and we can choose between 10 different themes. We have, as you can see, different effect, different colors, even different sound and music, which is very nice. So we have this 30-second video automatically created by the device. This is another theme. You can see we have different animation. Very nice. Moreover, using this automatically created edited video, we can even then share it via HTC Share, which is nothing but a very interesting service. We can upload our video, we can even put a subject or a phrase or something like this, and as soon as we uploaded the video created automatically by this device into the HTC Share, we receive back a link, and we can share this link with our friends, our parents, or whomever we want. And it's really a very nice way to share your life with other persons. It's very good. We have that this video online will be kept for 6 months by the HTC Share service, which is quite a good time. But when creating this video, we can even, if we want, just save the results, so we don't, and then share it directly share directly the file. So this just depends on us. Moreover, and what else, we can choose when we create this video whether to select content like this, and we can decide what exactly to put into this automatically created video. We can decide where to put this one, and not this one, for instance, and we can select between, of course, pictures and videos. These are all the settings for what concern this HTC Share service and the automatically created video. So the gallery, we can even what is really interesting here, that when we get into the video like this, we can just, let me show you, sorry, we can modify a picture like this, and we have some kind of effect like this one, which are nothing but some filters. We have frames that we can add to our picture. We have retouch, like skin smoothness, lighting, face contour, and these are all more or less done something really normal. We can even draw over the picture. We can rotate it, crop, flip, straighten. So we have many options. But what is really and even more interesting is like when we have a PhotoZoe. I told you before what is PhotoZoe. We press the shutter button, we take our picture, but before taking the picture and before pressing the shutter button, this device already recording a second of what it does see, and even 2 seconds after we take the shot. So this is the final result. We have 1 second before and 2 after, more or less, of course. And we can, if the one if the picture we took is not exactly what we want, we can, this is really interesting, we can switch between every frame composing the 3-second video and select a different cover for this kind of picture, because we want, for instance, these other frame because it's better on focus, just to say. I mean, this is very nice. What else is really interesting is with these HTC Zoe picture, we can apply even more and more effort, and some of those are really interesting. I mean, retouch here. We have the sequence shot, so if we have a fixed frame scene, you can, for instance, and you have a moving subject into the fixed frame scene, we can produce an effect of the all the frames composing the movement of your subject into the scene, which is a very nice effect. We have always smile, which means that if we take picture of a group of people or even a single people with the HTC Zoe, we can change the face, basing it on the others frames composing the HTC Zoe picture. We can remove some unwanted object, and the others are all the same that we had in the previous edit for a normal picture, not an HTC Zoe. So this is for what concern even HTC Zoe. Something else really interesting is that when we get directly into a video, just let me find the video, sorry, this one for instance. If we start reproducing the video, we can just take a picture of a single frame, which can be very useful in some particular situation. So this is everything for what, more or less everything for what concerns the gallery of this HTC One. We have, as I told you, several ways of grouping picture, album, events, location, and friends. Location is very nice. We can, switch between the picture we've taken in different places. So now let's analyze the result of these pictures. So let's get back to the events view, which is my favorite one, and let's get into the sample pictures I took. So we have this is something I'm going to tell you since the beginning of this part, dealing with the picture quality. we have exactly the same quality that we could find into the HTC One, which means that we have a very good camera, very capable. What is really important to me of this HTC Butterfly S camera, as well as it was for the HTC One, is that you can always rely on it. This is something really particular to me. I mean, it's not easy to find a device that you can, be sure that every time you take a picture, you won't miss the moment. You won't miss the perfect pose, or you won't miss the perfect picture. I mean, it can happen, but most of the time you get exactly what you want. And this is something really important, according to me. And it's something that we could not achieve usually into the Android panorama of devices. I mean, I was used to always get very good picture using iPhone. So when I used to have iPhone together with Android phones, I used to, take picture using iPhone. Since more or less a year, this is not happening anymore. Devices like the Galaxy S4 or the HTC One, or even before the Xperia Z, have very good cameras, so you can rely on them. And this is one of the best for what concern, taking picture in every kind of situation, against direct sunlight, in low light, not very good light and scene. It's perfect, really perfect. As for the HTC One, of course, we have few limits. Maybe the biggest one is the fact that we have just 4 megapixels. I mean, this won't be a problem for most of you, but those of you who are really using high quality devices or monitor, like for instance, who knows, MacBook Pro Retina or the iPad Retina, or even something like Nexus 10, your picture taken with the HTC Butterfly S, you will see it already at one size. You cannot zoom in anymore without losing quality. So in those kind of situation, they are maybe too small for that big screen. But in any other situation, like viewing them on the phone or sending them to your parents, friends, or whomever you want, it's very good. We have even the panorama mode, which is quite good indeed. We don't have any kind of problem in the merging algorithm of the different pictures together to have the final result of the panorama. Very good algorithm. Okay, we have, of course, as you saw, very good macro shot and really interesting HDR mode too. This is a normal picture. Just let me zoom a little bit because it's nicer to have a better view of the picture, of course. And this is the same picture taken in HDR mode. As you can see, there's a huge difference, but HDR is not always perfect as it was on the HTC One. So in certain situation you have some chromatic aberration, like this one, where you can see this is the sky and this is the sky with the HDR. As you can see, there's some kind of ink spot here. I don't know how I can tell you. This part of the scene, it's a little bit darker. It's unnaturally darker than the rest of the scene, so you don't always get the best with the HDR mode, but most of the time you will. Then let me show you what else these are. Others macro mode pictures, very good. And let's analyze a little bit the low light situation. As for the HTC One, the Butterfly S has very good result for concerned picture taken with very low light. It's a perfect. All the picture taken into this video were not taken with any night mode. They just pictured automatically, taken with the automatic setup. This is something very good. Few other devices can take a picture like this, and I'm thinking about some Lumia devices, or not many devices can take good picture like this one. Even the S4 has a good night mode, but I mean, you have to activate before night mode. Although you can select, of course, auto selecting for the night mode, but you know, it's better to have, in my opinion, of course, such device where you don't have to worry about selecting before a certain kind of scene. You know, it's very good. It's an all-around camera. So just few technical details. We have the picture taken in low light where there's many dark spaces. It's very few. It's not that big in size. I mean, it's around 800. Yes, 800 kilobytes, and we reach up to 2.6 megabyte for what concerns normal picture, and up and more of 8 megabyte with the sweet panorama picture.